Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Virgo, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link, my official Instagram and TikTok, all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Virgo, I hope that you're doing well, getting a good start to your 2025. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The overall energy is going to come from the What We've Forgotten Oracle deck, and your tarot is going to be with the Light Seers Tarot. Cards have been pre-shuffled. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay, number 24, which reduces to the number 6, corresponding to the Lover's card in the Major Arcana. Gemini energy. Lover's card talks about a decision point. It can also talk about divine partnership and divine union. Maybe that is something that is a heavy theme for you this year. Finding love, finding a relationship, fostering loving relationships. And the word is alchemist. We can see here in this laboratory, this kind of wondrous, magical place, the alchemist is someone who can turn elements from one thing into another thing. It's somebody who, with a little magic and also deep kind of empirical knowledge is what Spirit said. Empirical. And when we have empirical knowledge, it's something that has been proven over time, very much in keeping with a Virgo energy. I would surmise that Virgos Virgos are very grounded, right? You are an earth element, and there is deep magic with you, but it comes coupled with a groundedness. Like, you can make things happen by the force of your will, but also understanding everything that is at play, all the elements, everything that goes into some kind of concoction. You also understand that there's this beautiful balance that you have to strike between things. Like, sometimes we can't walk into a situation asserting our might and demanding that people listen to us. It doesn't work like that. You have to have this beautiful balance between understanding, like reading the room. I feel like this alchemy has to do with something interpersonal. So, kind of creating magic between people. It starts with your observational skills, like you're reading the room, and how do you do that? You see who's standing alone, who's gossiping in the corner, who's domineering the conversation, who's taking copious notes, right? The room is kind of a metaphor for your life right now. It's kind of like you're surveying the landscape of your life. And once you have everything mapped out, that's when this alchemization process will begin. And you will start to fit the pieces into place in order to create something magical for yourself. I have no idea what scenario this is in reference to, if it's a family dynamic, if it's a love relationship, if it's a work scenario, what it is, I'm not sure. But I do feel that it's very interpersonal. It's strange because it's almost like the absence of people in this picture is more powerful than their presence. And what does that mean? I mean, maybe this is something that you're discovering. Who sticks around with you and who leaves? Let's get into the tarot and try and figure out some deeper meaning here. I'm going to pull 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. This is a past, present, future spread. This is for Virgo. 5 cards out. Kind of all came down in a clump. 5 is going to be very significant for you, Virgo. 5 is the number of transition. Can be the number of conflict. And that's precisely why I think you are requiring, yes, Spirit. Spirit honked the horn just as the Devil card popped out. This is the last card on the table. So I said that this was going to be a past, present, future, but Spirit's showing me a little bit of a different way to read the cards for you in particular. So the first 3 cards out, Ace of Wands, 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Ace of Wands, 5 of Cups, 10 of Cups. So I could see this as past, present, future, but Spirit is actually trying to drive me away from that right now because I see something very clear happening. It's like sandwiched between these 2 powerful energies, a brand new fiery start, a new beginning from Spirit that Spirit wants to bring in, this epiphany of where your passions lie and how to achieve those passions, this big ideas. In between these big ideas and the prosperity of the 10 of Cups, joy, blissfulness, happiness, love, in between that is the 5 of Cups. So fire and water, not really the best of combinations, kind of because they cancel each other out. But what is actually canceling these 2 things out is the 5 of Cups, which is the card of being forlorn. 5 of Cups is like a little bit of self-pity, and we all go through it. My crown is really buzzing right now, especially on my right side. It's almost like Spirit's been tapping you on the head. Virgo, do you see? We're trying to bring in some inspiration for you. Beautiful inspiration. Something that, if you allow it to inhabit you, will catapult you out of this 5 of Cups energy, which is where I dare say you've been for the past little while. 5 of Cups, this could be a little bit of depression. It could be seasonal depression as well, especially if you live in the northern hemisphere where it is winter time in many parts of the world. Sometimes people suffer from seasonal depression. Like it's hard to tell, but like it's a very, very overcast day. Overcast days, by the way, are great days to film. Diffuse light is amazing. So, but it's very gloomy. It's very bright and gloomy at the same time. And I feel as though you've been taking stock of all of these laments. Like if you've been trying to concoct things in your laboratory, trying to make magic happen, maybe some of that magic has not worked out and gone down the drain. Like you tried something, didn't work out, kind of maybe blew up in your face and like you're kind of kicking yourself. And Spirit is saying, please don't do that. Please don't do that, because we're giving you the downloads and the inspiration for you to kind of thrust yourself into this new chapter where you're essentially unstoppable because you're so creative. This is kind of what this feeling gives to me. Like your creativity might be at an all-time high, like the inspirations could be. I'm also seeing this blue light above the laboratory. It's almost like Spirit coming, because it's the light is not on, the lantern. It's almost like Spirit is coming with the flame to light that lantern. But it's almost like you have to let Spirit into the laboratory. You have to let Spirit in. And you're preoccupied by something that you've lost or that has not worked out. You're focused, your attention, where your attention goes, energy flows, right? That's the saying. And your attention is being diverted to these 3 cups that you've lost. And 3 of cups in the tarot, the actual 3 of cups represents celebration, camaraderie, and friendship. And so this, there could be a loss of connection here, a loss of friends that, now we're trying to rekindle things or create new friendships. Again, you're in the room and you're observing interpersonal behavior. Maybe this is a realization that you've had to let people go that do not believe that you can achieve this. There are so many people. There are so many haters out there. Like, it seems like it's constant. And the sun is coming out a little bit now. It seems like it's constant that there's so much bad energy floating around. And especially if you're a light worker, or you're an aspiring light worker, or you're trying to bring the light to the situation, it's like the salmon going upstream. It's fighting against the current, fighting against this negativity in the world. And Virgo is out here trying to stay grounded, stay purposeful. It's difficult. It's difficult when you have that realization that, there are just some things and people and situations that you have to Spirit just said, allow them to walk away from you. Allow them to walk away from you. Spirit just said, allow it. Allow it with your heart. Because the clarifying cards, the 5 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Swords, and the Devil. Look, that's 3 5s in your reading. That's not a coincidence. I shuffle these cards. Spirit does not make mistakes when I pull tarot. This is very fraught energy. 5 of Wands is a card that talks about a person who is battling against themselves, right? We're tripping all over ourselves. We're self-sabotaging, getting in our own way, speaking down to ourselves. Even Spirit is showing me making negative comments in passing about yourself and not being totally cognizant or conscious of how detrimental that is to you and your psyche and your heart. You know how they say, like, when you speak, your body is listening? Your body is listening. Your body understands that you've been through this trial and tribulation, right? We've been climbing and climbing and climbing. The card is in reverse, though. So I can understand here that you're trying to lift out of that energy. And when we see these 2 cards together, this card clarifying this one, right? 5 plus 1 is 6. 6 of Wands is victory in the tarot. Public recognition, accolades, awards, promotion. That's the 6 of Wands. Sometimes I like to do tarot math. This plus this equals 6 of Wands. If you could only understand how close you are to that victory, a personal victory. The epiphany, the breakthrough is nigh. Like, it's coming. It's like, it's over the horizon. It's just over the horizon. It's difficult for you to see. With the 5 of Cups being clarified by the 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is, well, it's a headache energy. Competition, comparison. There's one of my favorite readers, Baba Jolie. Her spirit guides, they've given her some very wise, sage expressions. And one of them that I'll never forget is that comparison is the thief of joy. Right? Comparison is the thief of joy. Because the 5 of Swords can also be winning at all costs. And what are we winning? It's because we're comparing ourselves. We feel like we have to win over other people. We have to be the best. We have to. Well, I understand wanting to be excellent in your demeanor, in your work ethic, in your output. We all want to be great. That's what we do within ourselves. But when we're constantly looking to the outside as a measure for that success, that's when we get in trouble. Because somebody else's magic potion was meant for them. Your magic potion is meant for you. Magic potion, magic equation, it's meant for you. It's unique to you. So we're constantly looking outward. We're not going to find our own thing. Right? And this is further clarified by the 10 of Cups and the Devil. Number 15 of the Major Arcana. This is Capricorn energy. You could be dealing with a Capricorn or have prominent placements in your chart. Capricorn is also an earth sign, a sister sign to you. Very rooted in the real, very concerned with the kind of blunt nature of life. And the Devil being present here with the 10 of Cups, it makes me very angry. Because it's almost like we're talking about comparison being the thief of joy. This Devil energy is the thief of your joy. And we all have had to deal with the Devil energy. Sometimes it's more intoxicating than anything else in our periphery. But as you can see here, it comes with a price. His hand outstretched is really the hand that holds the puppet strings. We don't want to be puppets to our own fear or our own obsession or need to be affirmed all the time by external forces. Now, like, obviously, there are some situations where we're social creatures and there are people in life that we love and respect. I'm not talking about those people, right? If there are people in your life that you love and respect and they love and respect you back, there's no comparison because they don't want you to compare to them. They want you to be your own person. Right? But there's so many situations where children they admire and love their parents and their parents were very supportive. But it's like, oh, I always wanted to grow up to be just like my mom or just like my dad. And they were the epitome of this amazing couple, or they both worked so hard and sacrificed so much and blah, 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 right? Like that can all still be true. But What did parents sacrifice for? They didn't want you to have to suffer the same fate that they did. They wanted you to learn the lessons early so you wouldn't have to learn them later on, right? So that can be a double-edged sword. And Spirit is giving me that right now, that we can become really entrenched in the story and the narrative of what people before us did and how we measure up to that. Spirit is saying, don't do that. You'll get sucked into it. And it's like you'll miss the plot. Whatever vision of happiness you have, it is well within your reach to achieve. But your vision might not look like everybody else's. I'm going to get a card of advice from Spirit. Queen of Cups in reverse. Love to see it. The Queen of Cups in the upright is Cancer energy. Very loving, giving. She has the cup of love there, and she's constantly pouring into other people's cups. She's open-hearted, like open heart chakra, open solar plexus. Open to the divine as well, her own divinity. But when the card is in reverse, for me as a reader, it has one very specific and clear message: self-care. Showing all of this beautiful love to yourself first. This is Spirit's message and advice to you. It is really, really time that you turn all of that external energy and turn it back on yourself and focus it on yourself. What is it that I care about? What is it that I want to elevate in? What does success look like to me and only me? Not society, not my family, not my friends. What does a successful day look like to me? And it can be a whole range. Right now, for me, I'm going to tell you, like, I'll give you an example, because Spirit is bringing it to me, and they're kind of like doing this to me right now. A successful day for me right now, at this moment in my life, would be able to have a day off where I do nothing and not feel guilty about it. I don't film for the channel. I don't work on things for my day job. I'm not cleaning something or bleh. And it's not about like staying in bed and being a lump all day. Maybe it's just about reading a book or going for a walk or like just doing something that I want to do, going to a museum. I haven't been to a museum forever because I'm constantly working. And if I'm not working, maybe I'm so overly exhausted that I do end up staying in bed all day, which happens. Then I'm filled with such a level of guilt about it. And I know that Spirit is not making me feel that way. Spirit is not making me feel that way. I feel that way. So a successful day of self-care for me would be able to take a whole 24 hours and just enjoy boredom, not doing anything, or doing anything that I want that doesn't have to do with all the things that I feel compelled to do. Right? And I love reading tarot, so this doesn't necessarily feel like work, but at the same time, like, I have to shower, I have to like put on my face, I have to get into the zone of being able to channel, right? So success can look so different depending on whatever day you're in. But whatever that is for you, Virgo, Spirit is highly encouraging it right now because this energy is tough. But on either side of it is inspiration and creativity and energy that I want you to use, right? I want you to use it to light this lamp, to illuminate all the magic that's about to happen. So that's your reading, Virgo. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Virgo.